If somebody asked me whether they should start Brazilian Jiu Jitsu over 40, I'd say definitely. 40 isn't old and you still have a lot to give. Now, most people who ask that question aren't really worried about age. What they're actually worried about is whether it's too late, whether they'll get injured, or whether they'll just feel out of place walking into a room full of younger people who already seem to know what they're doing. And that's a very normal place to be, especially if you haven't done something like this before, or if it's been a long time since you've tried something new physically. Now, a lot of people carry that doubt quietly and they assume it means that they just shouldn't start. It doesn't. Now, around New Year, these thoughts tend to get much louder. People notice how their body feels day to day. They notice stiffness, loss of confidence, or the feeling that they're slowly doing less than they used to do. And they start thinking about the things that they once wanted to try but kept putting off. Now, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is one that comes up a lot in those conversations because it feels meaningful. It's not just exercise, it's learning a skill, testing yourself in a safe way, and being around other people who are trying to improve too. Now, the biggest mistake people make is thinking that they need to sort themselves out first. They think that they need to get fitter, lose weight, or build some confidence before they walk through the door. And in reality, that's not how it works. It's the training that builds those things. You don't need to arrive ready to train. Now, another thing that comes up for the over 40s is expectation. Some people feel that because they're older, stronger, or I don't know, more experienced in life, that they should automatically do well. And when that doesn't happen straight away, it can really knock the confidence and ego. Now, there was a match not so long ago where Uriah Faber competed against Nicky Ryan when Faber was around about 40, I think, and Nicky Ryan was still a teenager. Now, a lot of people assumed that experience would be enough, and it wasn't. After the match, Faber said something along the lines of, being 40 sounds like an advantage, but if he had the choice, he'd rather be 17. And that isn't a negative statement, it's an honest one. It's what allows you to train without fighting reality.
17-year-old kid. I don't know if necessarily being 40 is an advantage by any means. I think I'd rather be 17, but the dedication he has is amazing, so congrats to him.
Age doesn't stop you training, but it does change how you should approach it. You don't need to force anything, you don't need to prove anything, you need to be patient, you need to give yourself time, and just let the process do its job. And that's something I say a lot in the gym. You need to try to relax and don't force anything. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu actually works very well for people over 40 when they approach it properly. It rewards timing, positioning, breathing, and awareness more than speed and aggression. And it suits people who are willing to listen, people who are willing to adapt, and just to train with a bit of care. Now, it's also worth saying this clearly. Feeling nervous before your first class doesn't mean that you're weak or that you're unsure. What it means is that you care. Most people who stick with training long term felt exactly the same way at the start. Walking into the gym for the first time can feel like a big step for anyone, but once you're there, it usually becomes obvious that nobody expects anything from you other than effort and respect. Coaches are used to working with older bodies. Training partners are just focused on their own progress, and you're not being judged in the way that you think you are. Now, you don't need to train every single day. This is a big mistake people make. You don't need to push yourself to exhaustion. 2 or 3 sessions a week is more than enough. What matters is the consistency, good recovery, and learning how to look after your body while you improve. So if you're over 40 and thinking about starting, especially around this time of the year, I'd encourage you not to talk yourself out of it. 40 isn't old. You've still got plenty to give, and you're probably more capable than you think you are. You just need to start where you are. Take it at your own pace. Try to relax. Don't force anything. And that's how people last. And that's how confidence quietly builds. Now, if you found this video useful, as always, click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this and content on mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, and other martial arts for not just the over 40s, but for anyone who feels like they are bound or tied by limitation, and those limitations that we want to push beyond and break through and achieve our true potential. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.